Okay. I don't know if this will be the final part. Well, I mean, it definitely won't be the final part, but I don't know if this will be the end of the main game here. That is left to be determined, but we have every single part in every single area. At the very least, this will be the final trial. Or at least accomplishing the final trial. I think what I will do is I will well, first let the music sink in. I love the music in the final place. It's so good. What I'll probably do is I'll unlock the entirety of the final trial, and then we will leave, and I'll just start entering areas, ending days, and we'll get to read through all of the other mission logs at the end of the day. I love this song so much. What this is, basically, is, this area is just one long puzzle, essentially. That's all this area, this area really is. Just one long puzzle leading up to the final boss, who awaits us at the very end, and spoiler alerts, he has the, he has the last, the last part, because of course he does. Last boss is very interesting too. I do feel like he kind of goes in line with my thoughts on this game being about the survival against nature, and just having a lot of like naturalist theming behind it. But all this area is just a series of processes that you have to sort of complete one at a time. Okay, I think that's all the rocks. Seems like it. Oh, don't want to throw the yellow Pikmin over there, that's for sure. They will freaking die. Or they will start throwing bombs, and then try to get back, and then die. You can see some like different fauna and flora and stuff in this specific area. Pikmin 1, like all the areas got a lot of green in them. Except the forest navel. Even the forest navel has some green in it though. Pretty bright and cheery, I would say, all in all. But yeah, I mean, also, this is just another test of, like, do you know how to use all your Pikmin in quick succession? Buddy, pal, guys, stop drowning. Oh, why did he die? He made it up to dry land. Come on, man. Okay. I'll leave you guys there. Oh, those guys are freaking dead. I'm sorry, gang. I'm sorry. There's nothing I could do for you. Oh, what a setup. I should have gotten them out. I forgot how that worked exactly. I should have gotten them out right away. How much is left after this? Oh, there's nothing left after this. That's it. I've already cracked open the the whole pathway, basically. That is the guy right there. You don't even really have to kill him, I don't think. Oh, no, you do. Well, but then there's a wall on the other side of him. Oh, I know what the wall on the other side of him is, though, actually. He takes a long time to kill, I will say. So there's a way to walk back up here and get more bombs if you want. That makes sense, actually. I understand why you would want that. Man, look at this game, though. Look at the way they did the lighting. The lighting is obviously going to be baked in, right? It's got to be baked in. But you can tell that, like, you're underneath trees and stuff like that. You can see light peeking in through the trees. It's cool. Okay, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be avoiding him when we're walking all the way around. And unlock this, so that this is unlocked when we finally decide to face off against him. Because there's bomb rocks all around the arena, and you need all of those. I don't know why I remember the final trial being a little bit longer, but really it is kind of like the victory lap. It's like I said, the area's one big puzzle. You got to use everybody, just sort of to try and like figure it out one last time. Oh, and this is just a pathway back, straight back to the ship. Okay, well in that case, I mean, what we're gonna do now is, yeah, we might as well, I'm gonna go to Sunset. And we are going to, I'm gonna start entering levels, ending them, and I'll see you every time we get an end day log. And we'll read through them. There's some interesting stuff. I like it when Olmo talks about like the enemies and stuff like that. Sheds a little bit of light on that kind of thing. But yeah, that was basically the whole trial part of the final trial. Well, the boss as well is actually pretty big deal. So we'll get to that though. I'll see you in a moment. "21 days since impact. The creatures of this planet breathe a deadly poisonous gas, oxygen. At present, my spacesuit can filter oxygen out, but if the batteries from my life support system should fail, I shudder to think about it. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention that you can press 2 on the Wiimote, and this was a button in the original game. Don't remember what it was. but you can press it to flop over. Like this. What ends up happening is the Pikmin can take you back to the ship, like this, in this state, if you need them to. Oh, well, they take you back. Oh, actually, hold on. I thought they don't take you back to your ship. They take you back to their ship. And then you get some fireworks. Isn't that nice? Isn't it nice and celebratory that the Pikmin try to take you back to their onion? You know, the thing that they use to grind down dead things to make more Pikmin? Wow. That's not concerning, right? No. 22 days since impact. No matter how many of their compatriots fall in battle, the Pikmin fight on. Would this have been a peaceful planet had I never come? No. Surely the Pikmin lived like this before my arrival. They must have. In any case, I must not waver if I hope to return home. My task now is to do whatever I can to recover all of the dolphin's missing parts. I mean, that's interesting to think about, but the Pikmin were dormant when Olimar arrived, unless they go into the ground or in like a hibernation state. But each onion that we have found was in the ground and only produced one Pikmin when they popped out of the ground. So, I don't know. There might be Pikmin out there living wild, living on their own, with their onions active, but it kind of seems like, I don't know, it kind of seems like maybe we are a bit of a disruptor here in the natural life cycle of this planet. The Pikmin don't seem to have too much direction on their own. They seem to seek direction from somebody else, some other singular being. So it's a wonder what they'd be doing without us. 23 days since impact. I wonder if these Pikmin were waiting for me to arrive. No, not necessarily me, but an alien being like me who could fight alongside them. On this planet they are a weak species, but maybe they see that they can use the power of an alien brain to climb to the top of the natural order. Such ideas make me wonder if it isn't I who is being used by them. Boy, man, I was gonna say in Pikmin 1, they weren't shying away from the existential dread of, like, being in such an alien world where it's being surrounding yourself with creatures that you truly do not understand and have no way of truly understanding. I was gonna say that's a uniquely Pikmin 1 feeling, but that's actually not true. Every Pikmin game has its healthy dose of existentialism when it comes to alien creatures and how they interact with you, and how you interact with them. I mean, it's not... Even in our wild, there are so many creatures that are so strange. I know there is a, isn't there a type of fungus that infects the brains of bugs, like ants and stuff, and compels them to go to the highest point they can, die, and release pollen, so that it can go out and spread and grow in other places? I'm pretty sure that's true. Or to go out and grow out, or to be eaten to go to a high place to be eaten by other higher life forms, to then infect those life forms. It's what the virus from The Last of Us is based off of, right? There might be a couple of different... I used to watch Animal Planet's Most Extreme, like all day, every day when I was a kid. So I know about... I have like this in the backup, deep within the recesses of my mind. I can just pull the most awful, terrifying realities of things that live on our planet, like ever. And yeah, I remember there being like, there's a lot of really crazy things. There are jelly bears. Jelly bears are like microorganisms. They're technically an animal. Little tiny microscopic organisms that can survive in space because they have a when they're in a inhospitable environment, they turn into like a solid rock state, almost like a solid lifeless state, and then they basically get resuscitated the moment that they're in an environment that they can live on, which means you can literally launch them into space and they will just turn into a solid state where they cannot be harmed and stay like that until they can live once again. They're crazy. Crazy like survivalist organism for sure. But yeah, specifically that one that fungus or that thing that infects, that like parasitic fungus that infects things and then wants to be eaten by higher things. Obviously the idea for The Last of Us was you take that idea and you say, well, what if that thing ever got to humans? What would it do to humans? Since all it wants to do is perpetuate its own existence by hitting up higher and higher life forms. What if it did make its way to humans? What would it make humans do to try to perpetuate that existence? And then obviously you get the Last of Us zombies, which are horrifying. The Rat King in in Last of Us 2. Ooh. Love that game, hate that game. And no, everybody's got to admit that part is crazy. Interesting stuff. I like the Pikmin games because they touch on that kind of stuff, except in a very fantastical setting and stuff like that with very fantastical creatures. It's neat. It's cool, I think. You know, I never noticed. This whole area is surrounded by wildflowers. Well, not wildflowers specifically, but flowers of some kind. The whole outside of this area is covered in that. It's like oddly beautiful for what's going to eventually go down here. 24 days since impact. It has been 24 days since I crashed on this planet. My reflection in the mirror is looking a little gaunt. And to think my wife warned me not to gain too much weight on this vacation. The thought makes me chortle. She would surely be surprised to see me now. Feels as if it has been many years since I saw her last. 25 days since impact. This is an ever-surprising ecosystem. What has caused this planet's vegetation to grow to such gigantic proportions? In comparison to the Pikmin and the other creatures of this planet, the scale of plant life here seems inexplicable. Perhaps long ago, creatures of incomprehensible size walked the surface of this planet. Just imagine. I mean, yeah, obviously it's supposed to be Earth. That seems to be what PNF 404, I think, is supposed to be. Obviously, is Earth. There's still a question of whether it's Earth that is currently inhabited by humans or Earth that isn't currently inhabited by humans. 4 seems to be like it's going to sort of backtrack a little bit on that, because up to 3, it seems like there are no humans anywhere anymore. It seems like in a sort of like post-apocalyptic state of the world where humans are just not around anymore, which I think is interesting. But it seems like in 4, there's a very in the one area they've shown in 4, there's a very clear shot of what seems to be a house, benches, a park area that seem to be in a very like completely like a completely habitable state. Like they seem to be like rather put together, not rusted, not falling apart. We could be wrong. You know, I hope that's not true. I think it would be interesting to have like a house level, like an indoor level that is from a house that is completely abandoned. But a lot of the things they have been showing in 4, anytime they show anything man-made, it's very clearly in a like fresh state, a fresh, clean state, not like dilapidated at all. So I don't know. It'd be kind of weird after 4 games, since you know Alamo seems to be a part of it, so which means it has to be before. Well, it has to be taking place after this game at least, probably after 2 at least. And 1 and 2 seem to really lean on that idea that like everything is, there are only traces of humans, but there are no humans left. Slight spoilers for another Pikmin that I just remembered, actually, Little King Story, which is one that I would actually like to play, probably. Maybe they're going to go in that direction. I know at the end of that game, I've never played it myself, but I do know what happens at the end. And what happens at the end is, spoilers, Little King Story. You are confronted with the fact that you and your people that you've been leading are like tiny people living in the world of normal-sized, like massive humans, which are like giant to you. That's where that game ends. So maybe the ending of Pikmin 4 is going to confirm the existence of human beings, and maybe that's even going to play a part in something. I think that would be kind of weird, but it wouldn't be the first game to include where you are tiny and there are like normal-sized humans running around. We'll just have to see. Just imagine. Okay, had to order some pizza, but now we're back at this. 26 days since Impact. Occasionally, when I look behind me, I make some very amusing discoveries. The Pikmin all seem to follow me in the same fashion, but there are always individual specimens that end up performing the wrong actions. I suppose if there are agile, capable Pikmin, there must also be clumsy, dim Pikmin as well. That is the natural way of things. What that translates to is, hey, you ever see Pikmin tripping around? That's called realism. Have you ever been annoyed at a Pikmin for just like that yellow Pikmin who sprinted off the log and freaking drowned himself? Some Pikmin just, some people just ain't bright, Guy just didn't know. Guy screwed around and found out, 27 days since Impact. My people were born out of the sea of stars to come down to Hocotate. And when we complete our lives, we return to the great ocean of stars. But since these Pikmin come from the depths of the soil, surely the soil they shall return. How very poetic. While it is all alien to me, the basic premise is universally beautiful. Interesting. I don't think I've ever gotten this one. This is like a very... almost a religious sort of idea, very spiritual kind of thing. So I guess the Hocatations have like spiritualism? I suppose they do. I mean, we never get to see anything. We never get a glimpse into the Hocatations, like their lives, at all. I think it would be really interesting to get a deeper look in this next game. If we're going to be part of a rescue crew, then that must mean that like the Hocatations are constantly losing like space explorers or people who go out into space, which means that would like warrant having a crew like this. So I'm hoping we get to see a little bit of that expanded maybe. It'd be cool, I don't know. Only 3 more days. At times, these seemingly emotionless Pikmin act with a blind urgency. For instance, the Pikmin who so tirelessly dig up grass. What could be driving them to do so? Is it merely the promise of a sweet taste of nectar? Or is it some base instinct that is beyond my capacity to understand? Will I ever know? It's funny. That's super funny, actually. Yeah, there are things that Pikmin just sort of like like cracking those rocks open. Those rocks almost never have nectar. So why do Pikmin get distracted with that and pursue that? Why do they get distracted with the flint beetles and pursue them endlessly, other than some sort of like the color scheme of the beetles themselves? It's hard to know. It's very odd. 29 days since impact. Tomorrow is the day my life support system fails. If I do not recover all my parts, I have no choice but to try to blast off. Missing a few parts may not affect my attempts to return to Hocotate, but then again it may. At any rate, I must try to recover the remaining parts tomorrow. One day remaining. One part remaining. Alright, it's day 30. There's no more delay at the end of this day. Almo's gonna take off no matter what, but we are gonna get this part no matter what. So let's do it. Let's get right into it. I was debating, I had to go to the bathroom and I was like, maybe it would like amp up the tension, you know, if I had really had to go pee bad while fighting the last guy. But you know, I don't need the added pressure of that. I'm already gonna be under pressure because this is the last day, so even though I unlock the area, I have to beat this guy before the day is up, which is no small feat. Blues, you have been you are like pretty much the MVPs of this game, so we're gonna let everybody else kind of have their moment here. Actually, no, you know what? Yeah, we'll make sure we'll have 15 yellows to carry bombs, and then we'll fill up the last 5 can be blues. We gotta rep the whole gang here, right? Ooh, that was close. That was close. That was scary. Ooh, so scary. Okay. Okay, cool. Great, grand. Let's freaking get some bombs. Okay. I'm gonna have to walk all the way back around. That thing actually almost filled up our bombs as is, which is pretty freaking crazy. Oh, hold on. Okay. What terrible time. I was literally about to walk into the final boss. And then my pizza arrived. Okay, no more distractions, no more cuts, no more breaks. It's freaking time to end this. Yeah, look at all these flowers and stuff. I never noticed that before. That's very nice. The environments are just great. I still love how this game looks. Okay. Well, what we're gonna do is go get more bombs. As many bombs as we can have. We should be able to get everybody with one? Okay. Hey, hey, hey. Well, let's get it started. Go get him, Blue. Oh, maybe he doesn't, really thought that would get him to, show up. Do I have to touch him? I don't want to touch him. Oh, we're burning daylight. I gotta touch him. Oh no, ooh, I'm wasting stuff. If you notice, he licked his lips. What you have to do... Oh, dang, okay. What kind of, ooh. We'll have to stay close to him. Oh, I know what we have to do. I forgot the strats, but I'm picking up on it. Just want one. Come here. Fine, two. Two it is. There we go. Stay away from the explosion. The explosion can still hurt people on the outside. I think... Ooh. Keep the guys away. That's what the outside's good for. You gotta wait for him to open his mouth and then leave a Pikmin. I don't know if when his mouth is open you can let somebody throw a bomb in. Oh, we lost a guy. Oh, the humanity. Oh, the huge manatees. This is Emperor Bullblacks. This is the, like, probably guy at the top of the food chain. Is the implication here, I'm sure. I don't know if there's a way to get him stunned without, like, losing yellow Pikmin. I don't know what the speedrunning strats are either. Because obviously, as you can tell, this fight is like a day. It's kind of like the Smoky Prog. It's kind of a day-long adventure. Gonna have to get. I think that's what you gotta do. Oh no, my friends. All my friends are dying. Come on, pal. I'm not done with you. Come here. What are you doing? Oh man, we're halfway through the day. Yeah, the shorter the travel time. Whoa! Oh, that was such a big leap. He actually moved on that one. I've never seen him do that. What the crud? There we go. I want to double up, because otherwise we're going to have to run back and get more yellow Pikmin. And then I'll have to just like redo the day, because this is the last day. Friendly reminder. Whoa. Pal, buddy, amigo, friend, evil. Oh. I remember one time I fought this guy and I lost a bunch of Pikmin to the explosion. Poor yellows. The whole crux of the game is that they sacrifice themselves. I don't think they would throw it into his mouth if he... Whoa. Stop. Stop that. I went from never seeing this guy do that to him doing it like 3 times in a row. What is this nonsense? Come on, pal. Come on, bud. Eat that guy. Oh gosh. Okay. Well, that was depressing. Why won't he open his mouth? Why won't he salivate for me? Come on, pal, I need you to salivate. Ow! Why does he keep doing... Why won't he open his mouth? I'm so confused. Please? Oh, now he's salivating a bit. Why won't he... Dude, but... Okay. That was so weird. That was such a weird loop. Oh man, I might have to restart the day now. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this in 2 more bombs. I'd have to go get back and get yellow Pikmin. At that point, I'm just gonna have to, you know, I'm just gonna have to restart the day, honestly. The freaking music, too. I like the weird, like, it's very different from the rest of the music in the game. It's very, like, freaking organ. Oh, I killed him midair. He was going to kill everybody. He was going to kill everybody. Oh, and then he returns to the dust. Oh my gosh. Wait, actually, we might have just enough time to bring it back. It's going to be tight, though. At long last, I've found the final part. My secret safe. And it's as full as ever. How glad I am that I have persisted in my search without losing hope. Now I can leave this planet without any regrets. Maybe I'll even stop and pick up some souvenirs for my wife and kids back on planet Hocotate. Or you could go straight home because you're already late. Olimar? Priorities? Yeah, the last part is a safe. I like how he drops parts, even though you need all the other parts to get here. He drops pellets, like for the Pikmin. Oh, we'll for sure get it back. Oh wow, that was perfect timing. I mean, it was close. It was close for sure. He almost, I thought, I greeted. You could tell I greeted there at the end. I thought he was going to kill everybody in that last swoop. Holy crud. Thank goodness he didn't. That would have been extremely discouraging. It would have been, you know, it would have been on brand for how this whole playthrough went. But, I'm glad to see that that didn't happen. I'm glad to see that was not the case. But of course, I mean, I think it actually is pretty... It's pretty on point that the final piece, which is completely optional, which you have to do one of the longest drawn out, potentially deadliest fights in the game. They have to go to an entirely different level to go and get. The last part is his piggy bank. It's his stash. It's his. It's where he keeps his money. It's where he keeps his currency. The way he keeps that thing that is not important to survival in this situation. When you're out in nature, the last thing that's going to help you is your money. Is your status, is your money, is your belongings. It's everything else that he's been collecting. Out of all the parts that would be important from him leaving, he had to do the most trying thing in the world to get the least important part. Arguably the least important part for the situation he was in. And that is not only hilarious, it's pretty poignant. It is a very interesting note to end on. And it actually does kind of lead into, Pikmin 2, I feel like. It does actually, this final note does lead in perfectly to Pikmin 2 and what Pikmin 2 is about. Because Pikmin 2 is not about survival. Pikmin 2 is about greed. And using this world, its inhabitants, the things on it, and the Pikmin and the Pikmin themselves for profit. And so the fact that the last part, Olimar was concerned about maybe needing, and the last thing he used the Pikmin for was to get his piggy bank. I don't know. I mean, again, intentional? Maybe not. It's there, though. It's there plain as day, though. And now we get the true ending of the game. It's funny, after all that, it's not like he really became closer to the Pikmin. He just sort of understood them a bit better. And then what's also interesting is that it's still nighttime. And now the Pikmin are the hunters. Did we perpetuate the cycle of the world, or did we change it forever? Who's to say? And now they never did anything with this. Instead, we got freaking Pikmin coming out of flowers and Pikmin turning to ice. Where are all these freaking onions? Two songs. Oh man, I love that last song. I love the triumphant nature of that last song and those final moments of like there is no second guessing whether or not you're going to take off, because there's three different endings. There's one where you crash, There's one where it seems like, oh, are you gonna make it? And then he barely is able to take off. And then there's this one where you have all the parts, and so it's a triumphant moment of you did it, you survived. Interesting, they score you. This is clearly, I mean, with how quick the game is, this is clearly supposed to be a game that you replay and you try to do better and better in. I like how they rank you differently. Like, they give you 3 different leader scores of, like, how many days did it take you, how many Pikmin survived, how many did you lose. Oh, total Pikmin lost only when the ship was completed. Interesting. Oh, and that's cool. Total Pikmin ever sprouted across all your playthroughs. That's great. That's a really nice touch. And this song is this is a song they made just for this little section. I really like it though. It does feel like the final mark, the final moment, you know? I mean, it goes without saying, I love the music in this game. I love this game. I think it's so charming. I think it's so interesting. And honestly, after taking the time and going at and, you know, reading the full 30 days of like potential journal entries, because there's a lot of different kinds of journal entries you can get. There's a lot of ones specific to different creatures you can get, but if you move at the pace I was moving at, they're pretty much, a lot of them are going to be talking about like, oh, I unlocked a new place, I got this part, I unlocked a new place, I found out a new mechanic. It's only when you have if you have more days where you don't really accomplish much, those are the ones that get filled in with like the Olimar's thoughts and descriptions of things. What a great game. What a great little game. It's so brief, it's so quick, it's so nice. If you haven't played this game, play the game. You know, you should give it a shot. It's so quick. It doesn't matter if you don't like strategy games or if they're not really your kind of thing, or if you've never played a strategy game. Pikmin's kind of its own thing entirely. Yeah, those final moments of Olimar looking back at this planet that was like really kind of like gonna be out to kill him. Giving it one last look as he flies away to go back home. They did not shy away. I'm so surprised that they did not shy away from the gravity of the situation he was in. Like the amount of journal entries you can get that's just him considering his mortality and like thinking about his family, imagining not ever going back home and seeing them again. The one day where he basically said, I will get home or I will die trying to. It's like, holy crud. They don't it's weird because it's so goofy and cartoony and silly. Like this, just the way the game is, the way it's framed, the descriptions for like the parts that you're getting, half of them sound completely useless. The Pikmin are so goofy and things like that, but the literal events that are taking place have like the gravity behind the events taking place is massive. It's really grim. It's just very interesting. But yeah, I think, well, it's just time to get some credits. Oh yeah, this is interesting. Ship parts. Right, they show you which ones are not mandatory. Well, interesting. I thought a lot more of them weren't mandatory, but a lot of these ones are. Actually, the ones that... Oh, interesting. Libra? Hold on. The Libra and Sagittarius are mandatory parts? Really? Bowsprit. The pilot seat is a mandatory part. But the Nova Blaster, the Space Float, right? The Massage Machine, the UV Lamp, and the Secret Saver are not, right? Interesting. Olimar really keeps you guessing then, because like the Analog Computer too was also like, Olimar makes a lot of these sound like he's unsure what they do or unsure if they even do anything. So it's very interesting that like only 5 of them are not necessary. I mean, I'm not gonna edit a good ending, a good closer, because honestly, these credits just kind of are good on their own. Oh, executive producer Satoru Iwata. Dang. Supervisor Shigeru Miyamoto. This is Miyamoto's baby, and this is the only reason why Pikmin games are continuing to be made. They are not, by Nintendo standards, they are not popular enough, really, I would imagine, to consider making unless somebody on the team just wanted it to be done. Which is really why you should make games, ultimately. It is a business. Money does need to be made. But if you're in the position that Nintendo's in, right? It's like, you have all the money in the world. You can make whatever you want. You can make a game that you know is going to flop. Just because you want to make it, and you want it to be seen, you know? They can do that. Oh, I love the credits, the end credit song, too. Great soundtrack. Amazing soundtrack all the way through. It's interesting that the game, it gives you a tutorial for a lot of things. One of the things it doesn't give you a tutorial for is combat. Gosh, you just got it. This game feels like a game that just had a lot of love put behind it. It's always nice when you play a game and you feel like the people behind it just really liked it. And then this is a fun thing, too, that they threw in there. Just a little bit of, just like a little, here are all the enemies, in case you were wondering what they were called. The armored beetle, cannon beetle, beady long legs, species full of distinctive armored shell. They even give you descriptions. The bread bug. This creature's thick hide protects it from most attackers. Yeah, it's nice that they give you these little... It's a little, like, celebratory... Here are all the guys in the game, since there aren't other characters. Distinguishes it from the burrowing snarrow. We don't... What's a burrowing snarrow? We don't see one of those in the game, right? Could this be the next step in Pikmin evolution? Oh, yeah. Okay, what are these guys' actual official names? Because I'm not... Dwarf Bulber. Oh, they're called the Dwarf Bulber Bulbaxes. I understand. I wonder if the Smoky Prog will be in here. I'm genuinely not sure. Although similar in appearance to Bulborbs, these belong to a totally different species. Oh yeah, I forgot about that distinction. They add a lot of like little details like that are like obviously very reminiscent to real-life animals and things like that. Little important distinctions and details that aren't huge, like a big deal, but they're just kind of cool. You know, it adds flavor to the world. Makes it feel more like a living world that has its own thing going on. This little rundown also really reminds you that, like, there's a lot of enemies in the game. Deluxe, a watery gelatinous membrane protects this creature's nervous system. Criminy. Oh, the wisps, right? What are they called exactly? Honey wisp. Oh, yeah. For the larva waiting in its nest. Oh, interesting. They freaking made a song with the Pikmin noises. Gosh dang it. This creature seems fond of flowers, but only for their decorative properties. cloisters, right? Oh, clamps. No, cloisters were in the second game. Yeah, pellet poses. Yeah. I can't believe it took me so, like, half the game. Or no, like 2/3 of the game to remember what pellet poses were called. Then you consider this walking fungus a delicacy. What do you mean, Olimar? I'm assuming these are Olimar's notes on these guys, right? Who's considering it a delicacy? Puffy Blowhog, yeah. Oh, because Fiery Blowhog and there's Puffy Blowhogs, that makes sense. Males of the species are purple and have an armored head. Oh, no, what are these ones called specifically? Shearwigs, right. The females remain underground, oh. Oh yeah, there he freaking is. Smoky Prog. Thought to be a malformed larval Mamuta. There it is, yeah. Horrifying to think about. It's so interesting that the dwarf bull bears are not, or the bull borbs. This rare species of bull borb has a certain indefatigable. What was that word? That was a big word. That's above my pay grade. A nocturnal hunter feeds mostly on small animals returning to their nests at night. Oh wow. That's grim. Water Dumble. Aquatic creature is a close relative of the bull borb. And these are the Wollywogs, wogpoles, yeah. Newborn yellow Wollywog in tadpole form. And then what are these guys? Yeah, I wasn't sure what these guys specifically called. Oh, these are Wollywogs. Oh, and then the other ones are just yellow Wollywogs. I see. I like how they made them look different because those ones live in caves. So they made them look like just slightly different. The happy end. And what a happy end it is. No, this isn't it. This isn't over. We will be, I will be checking out the challenge mode in a bonus episode, just briefly. But, this is the end of the main adventure, and soon to be on to the next. Starting Pikmin 2. This was a short, brief, little stint, you know? But it was a super fun one. It was a super fun one. I hope you enjoyed it. Stick around for more things. Hit the notification bell to get notified of more things in the future. Hit like, comment, subscribe, share it. You know, do whatever you want to do. If you want, go check out the links in the descriptions. Me and my friend are making a game. Go help us out if you feel like. Go support their stream. Support my stream. Support us any way you can. If you're so inclined. And yeah. More Pikmin on the horizon. There's plenty more to play still. On to the biggest endeavor, I would say by far, the second game. But for now, this has been Pikmin 1, and I will see you next time. Have a good one.